Hello everyone, this is LW Gaming and welcome back for another video of Langrisser. Today's video I'm gonna share some replays when it comes to Apex qualifying matches. Sadly it is not TSDL, but this is a qualifying match. Like I want to ensure that I can actually get some Apex or I should say weekly rewards from Apex, of course, because those are quite important. Even though you'll probably not want to go into that. I mean, if you're more towards PvE, I recommend you to do like qualifying matches, and once that's done, you don't have to do anything else. But if you really want to push your ranking, uh, go right ahead. But that by the time of recording, I cannot do any more matches because after I finish my qualifying matches, that's also the same time where the time slot has ended, so I wasn't able to get them all. I wasn't able to get more ranking in there, which is unfortunate. But however, luckily I have two matches I want to show here. These are quite kind of quick because for the fact that coincidentally those both of these qualifying matches came from the same player. Like I did not expect to see myself competing against someone that's like twice already. That is actually quite low when it comes to like the amount the chance of that happening is actually what a coincidence, right? So anyways, without further delay, let's roll the first replay. And keep in mind, this is a season 15 qualifying match. Anyways, first off, I get to go second here, so that means my first ban will be first. And then right away, my first ban is, of course, Rosenseal. But however, before we begin, I wanted to show you the box here. This looks more like a AoE type of team here, with Gustav and also Leon. Which, to my surprise, this Leon is not SP. So that kind of gave me an upper hand. If I can ban anything else that's like that's like a big of a threat here. But other than that, if I was able to like endure most of it, I should be fine. So, like I said earlier, Rosenseal is my first pick because I don't see him with Z2 or AO, so Rosenseal will be my only first ban. Because, Rosenseal is dangerous and of course not offensively, but defensively. And my opponent did the same thing, banning Rosenseal, which I'm not bummed about, because I still have another healer on my team, which is Liana. And also Kyra if you count her as a healer, but she's mostly a assassin type of unit. And then he chose to deploy SP Cherie. So I went ahead and banned Liana and Jugler. You might wondering why I banned Jugler. It's because just in case if this Jugler is awakened, there's a good chance that he can mess up my team. Because he has the ability to reduce the mobility consumption. Like what I mean to say, like making them a little difficult to move around as much when they got debuffed. So that debuff is like not something I want to deal with. And also the other unit I banned is Liana, of course. Don't want this player to act again. So I use my own Liana as the first deploy unit because if I do not choose her, she's gonna get banned next because most players' strategy is like banning all healers first, and then maybe there are other ways like banning tanks next or something. I don't know. The order could be random sometimes. So always keep your box checked every time, just in case if some randomness happens because anything can happen in Apex Arena, especially in low ranking. And then he ended up banning my Christian and Cherie, which I'm okay with because Christian is actually all right. It's understandable. SP Cherie, I don't know if that was a good choice for him because even though SP Cherie I don't usually use her much, she's most likely a ban bait here. But at the same time, I also use her to in some scenarios like to do some quick DPS damage. Anyways, it's his turn to deploy, and he chose Shalfaniel. It's kind of rare seeing Shalfaniel in this kind of level, but I don't know. they could bring any unit they want, at least in the qualifying matches. And now it's my turn to ban. I went ahead and banned Sizzy White and Helena. Again, Sizzy White's reason for ban is prevent act again, because Sizzy White's awakening skill has an act again component, while Helena, no self-explanatory, she has extremely high mobility with the crystal terrain. So I'm not gonna take that chance of her like running around the place, not able to counteract against her. So since the other player already banned my Christian, I went ahead and secure Lightbringer. So that way I have something I can protect against incoming attacks. And then he ended up banning my Lucretia and Elwyn, which is totally makes sense here. I mean, Lucretia, she's just only here as a placeholder for my other unit, because like my other unit I'm planning to put in here is underpowered. I don't want to bring underpowered units into my box unprepared and also getting themselves killed. I really do not want that, so I end up having Lucretia here in her place. I believe you probably know who it is because it is someone that has similar without the puppet, which is a Dangelmo, of course. Although the only thing that different about a Dangelmo is that she can create portals, but however, the weapon I gave her is actually not the same as Lucretia, because Lucretia's gear is actually more towards like a Scepter of Affinity. I don't think a Dangelmo has that. I might be wrong, but I don't think she has it because like I used Lucretia back in the day a lot. Anyways, moving on. I don't want to talk any further because I don't want this video to explain about Lucretia or anything like that. Anyways, moving on. And okay, the opponent deployed Lana, SP Lana, in fact, which I at this point I knew I should probably be aware of who I should deploy next. So I went ahead and banned the two threatening mages, Gustav and Clotaire. Like Gustav, of course, she is the one that can mess around with my skill cooldown. So I did not want to deal with her. So I had to like ban her right there. And then Clotaire, I don't want to get burned by a lot of like fixed damage by him. So yeah, his AoE is actually quite big. Not gonna lie. So I went ahead and choose AO since she wasn't banned. I used the chance to pick her. And then he banned my SP Leon and Kyura. That's alright. I don't really need them. And there's Freya, SP Freya. I went ahead and banned Angelina and Grenier. Although there might be there might be a reason why I banned Angelina is because there's that one skill that nobody else does, which is the alternate, which basically pulls the units back and then gets to move again after that. Or I should say act again because can attack again after that. And then Grenier, he is a extremely difficult uh tank, so yeah, I should probably not want to deal with him if I'm going to like try to like win this. And I went ahead to play Gintoki because he is still pretty good in this kind of matchup because with his first strike when he's in a zero state, or actually a lot of people say when he's angry. And then the last two bans he did to my box is Z2 and IBC. They were both banned, which is unfortunate. It's fine. And then he deployed Leon as the last unit, which basically got my worries away because I thought he's gonna bring Luna, but I guess he chose Leon because he already got a faction buff, which I'm totally okay with because this Leon is not SP, so I shouldn't be worried about him spreading fire. And then there's Lawsome. I deploy him last because I'm gonna have to deal with that Freya. So if I want to deal damage to the enemy directly, I need some guard ignored attackers. Okay, moving forward to the game right now. So looking at their stats, As expected, this Leon is not as strong as I thought, but can be still threatening if not handled correctly. SP Freya is also another unit I should watch out for because she is the queen of fixed damage every time when you attack her like too close or attack her directly. Like she does fixed damage left and right. SP Cherie, I should also watch out because of her mobility being so high. And then there's Lana, SP Lana. She has Black Hole and that 3C skill. Black Hole is also something that I can actually handle because of my team setup. And then there's Shelfaniel. Shelfaniel's 3C specifically. Like, if she was able to kill one unit and hitting 3 at once, she'll get this back directly. Like, right away. Like, instantly. And she also has the fusion power, of course. And then for my team, I have AO here. Coincidentally, she is going to be excellent here because I can stall the high mobility units here, which I'll show you later. There's Gentoki. He's ready to go. As well as Lightbringer here with the high mount int and also some defense and magic defense. There's Lawson ready to like bring in some damage. And then Liana going to be supporting us on the back. And also in this battle I made one mistake with the skill selection. I should have brought something like her 3C instead of the prayer skill. Which yeah, that was one mistake I have, but thankfully that mistake does not cost me the game. Because the opponent I'm facing isn't as difficult as I would first thought. So yes, we'll let the match play out. Right away, Freya used her faction buff. And actually that faction buff is the 3C version. And then Leon used the Empire's Honor faction. Anyways, I plan my move carefully and then I use AO to stall these two units. So that way she does not get attacked that quickly. Or my team gets attacked that quickly. So yeah, with these two getting spellbound, they won't be moving as far. And I moved Blossom forward, hoping to kill Lana, but unfortunately that was a fail attempt. Because I was too close I was too close to Freya. That was one mistake. Thankfully, my Blossom survived for one more hit. However, he will not survive that one because that damage is high. So thankfully I have prayer so I can easily heal them back up while staying close with my tank. And I went ahead and do some chip damage there. Hopefully to weaken a tank just a little bit. And currently I'm down by one unit, but thankfully Gentoki is still alive. As long as I have him and AO, I should be alright for now. Did some chip damage against Lightbringer. And since I pushed his tank back, I was able to attack Leon right off the bat. Yep, his Cherie is not gonna scratch me at all. So I used Gentoki to finish her off. I use Liana to heal, to Lightbringer back up, and Chalfano is going to AoE me, but that does not do anything because all my units survived it, just barely. Like in case if he did some AoE attack, which he did not surprisingly. Okay, I move Gintoki forward. And now it's my turn to strike. I was able to take out Lana. Just like that. And this is where my opponent ran away. And that got me 1 win secured. And this one is my first qualifying match, which was surprisingly lucky there, I guess. Alright, that's not the only match I want to show here, because I have another one which coincidentally it's the same opponent. Like, what luck was that? Alright, here's the other qualifying match against that same exact person. But however, I did shift over some of my box a little bit. So yeah, last time I had IBC in my box, but this time I actually swap her out for Matthew, SP Matthew. Because from the last game I went through, I ended up having a loss, which was actually quite ridiculous. So yeah, I'm actually going to talk about what's happened here. So yeah, I actually noticed that Gintoki does actually get countered against Matthew with that buff block. So when Gintoki gets buff block, he won't be able to get in his Shiro stage. So I kind of that got my mind thinking like, if I bring Matthew like instead of someone that I don't use that often, I might have a chance against Gintoki if I end up fighting one. So I went ahead and like unqueue myself and then switch it up and then return back in there to get Matthew on here. So anyways, once again, Runesteel gets banned. Not so surprising because that's what he did. I mean, at that time, I don't know if that's the same person because the box looks so identical. Like, not gonna lie. And I banned Rosensteel like always. Well, or I should say most of the time. Because sometimes I do ban someone else other than Rosensteel, but other than that, let's continue. I did bring my AO as my first pick. But this time, since this opponent knew my box, so he went ahead and banned my Gintoki and also my Liana. That means no healer on my part. So I had to improvise here in order to keep my team alive. Chalfano first pick, nothing new. I banned Sizzy and Cherie, and I deployed Kaira. Lucretia and Cherie banned. SP Lana. Helena and Gustav banned. Lightbringer. Z2 and Leon banned. Liana deployed. Jugler and Bozel banned. And then I deploy my Matthew. And then Elwin and Landius banned for Freya. I went and banned Angelina and Luna. So I can deploy my Lostum. This time my Christian is untouched, which is surprising to me. I guess he never seen Christian, so yeah, I decided I should probably stick with Lightbringer since she does better with the tanking. So yeah, and also Leon gets to play last, which I honestly don't understand why he will use Leon here, like not SP. Whatever. Unless he can't afford it, that is. Which is makes sense. These are their stats. And also I forgot Matthew has a lot of attacks, so he is quite beefed up here. And then on the enemy side, and also as soon as the match starts the game, I just knew that was the same person because of the way how the box is constructed. Anyways, I'll let this match play out because this is also short.
正しい道を守り続けて。これでいいですか？
さあ、決着をつけよう。
私の言葉は。
Oh yeah, and also I don't think the other spellbound unit I did was a wise choice because, I mean, of course, I don't want her to like AoE me right off the bat, but however, I should have spellbound Leon and Lana, but either way, it doesn't really matter.
私が片付けましょう。
Like I said earlier, this match has gone through really quickly, and you'll see why.
人、思考、そして。
Okay, on game 2, this is where the match gets spicy. So here's what happened is that like Lana right here, she was positioned pretty poorly, and do you wanna know why? Because she's in range with a couple of my units. One of them is Kyra right here, and the other is Lostum. You could imagine this Lana is gonna be dead. So anyways, let me show you what happened. So I used Kyra to attack Lana directly. Like normally a tank will block that, right? But what skill I use on Kyra is this one basically ignore guard. So yeah, basically it makes Freya useless against that. And that's one attack. So I'm just not sure if this player is gonna move Lana away in order to prevent that, but what next move happened is that it's actually cost him the game. So let me show you what happened. Instead of rescuing Lana, he just healed up Lana with the prayer, which is not enough to keep her alive. And my next move ends up with a kill on Lana. So let's see how it works. So I use grapnel to grapple myself closer, and then did the far range attack, and Lana is gone. And just like that, the opponent ran away. Yep, and I guess he was never accounted to like how did my lost sum even work? Because you know most people run lost sum with looker string. I guess he wasn't aware of that, like how that thing worked. Like how it works for looker string is that as long as your mobility isn't consumed too much, like you know if your mobility is like 3 at least, 3 or less, you can actually attack enemies from like 3 blocks with a skill. Only applies when you're using the skill. So it's kind of like Older's bow in some ways, but more like you had to use a skill to in order for this to work. So anyways, hope you all had the great Apex matchups, and I'll see you all next time.